Hey there, Nini.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Excellent. Hi, Monique.
Hello, Mark.
Thanks for being here.
Mark, Monique is my niece.
Oh my goodness. Oh, fantastic. Hey,
Yes, I am.
where do you live, Monique?
I live in the Bay Area in San Francisco, California.
Oh my goodness. All right, you're much closer. And I think you live in California too, don't you, Nini?
Yes, yes, I do.
All right. All right. Where's all the regulars here? Samantha, a lot of people signed up and a couple people were waiting. So let's wait for one moment here.
This was Mark.
I'm sorry?
Where are the rest?
Yes, where are they? I want to know. And let me see if I can go to my mails here where they signed up. There's Mimi signed up. Where's Samantha? She signed up too. I don't know. Where's all the regulars? Where's Mike and
Where's Ruth?
Ruth? That's right. Where are these people? Where are they? Oh well.
Are they
So
your regular
yeah,
people?
We are the regulars.
Oh,
yeah. It's
nice.
great to have you, Monique.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so I hope Nini's been talking good stuff about me.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I pray so.
Yes.
Excellent. Uh, I've I'll give you the spiel. I've worked with lots of people, 25 to 35,000 people over the years.
Uh-huh.
And this is all that I do in my life. And I see people for appointments and either on Zoom or FaceTime or in person even, on telephone calls. It doesn't matter. And I enjoy seeing people in person if you ever are out this way. It's starting to get cooler here now. And we're going into the 90s for about 5 days, and then we're going to get back into the low hundreds for a couple of days. But we had a record of heat. And let's see, I don't diagnose, I don't prescribe, I don't tell anyone they're healed. I let people pretty much tell me.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I'll see things when I'm working with a person. That's not my forte. My main forte is working with people and helping them to feel better. But when I do see something, I'll express it in conversation.
Okay.
And let's see. I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've worked with about 25 to 35,000 people over the years. And I don't know what else to say. People may feel things right away,
Uh-huh.
and oh, here's someone else coming in. Yay! All right, and uh, some people may feel things happening right away. Other people will feel things over the next 24, 48 hours, graduating into healing for themselves. Or some people even over the many years have told me that 2 weeks or 2 months later, they're walking down the street and saying, "Oh my God, when did this leave me?" And so I never know. I pretty much leave it up to the old man or old woman upstairs. Yeah. So, hey there, Jill. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
Hi,
Hi.
thanks.
Where are you from?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, fantastic. That's fantastic. And thanks for being here. How did you hear about us?
I've joined a couple of years ago. I've been on a couple of the Tuesday nights. It's
Oh,
been a while though.
Yeah, and I have no memory as far as that goes. And I brag about that to everyone. So
No worries.
I like it. If there's something that I need to know, people tell me. They remind me. So
Yeah.
yeah, if it's that important. And so and I've been like this all my life, basically. And I'm fine with it. The old man upstairs or old woman upstairs, they don't mind. And so any case. Does anyone have any questions at all before we start? Please feel free. And go ahead, Jill.
My cat is just talking to me, so I was muting.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. I love animals. And animals are in heaven too. You definitely, God does not leave them out. No consciousness doesn't leave out. And so, a matter of fact, many, many years ago, a brief story here. I used to live in the Phoenix area, and there was a cat. Uh, when I moved in, the neighbors told me about this black cat that lived in my shed that had a hole in it that faced the alley, and it was a older black cat, and the whole neighborhood called it Blackie. And so um, I would always see it go into the shed at night for shelter, and just like the neighbors told me it would. And then after a while, I started bringing it food. And after about maybe 3 months, I mean, this cat was raggedy and it had knots all over its fur and inside its fur and stuff. And it wouldn't let anyone get near it ever. And it was maybe about 10, 12 years old. And uh, it had a dull gleam to its coat. Excuse me, I'm going hoarse. And so I kept feeding it and feeding it and feeding every single day. And eventually it wouldn't run away when it was in the upper rafters of the shed. And I got to stand there and watch it sometimes after a couple months' time, about 3 months. And it was, I guess, um, about 4 or 5 months later, it let me get closer and I got to touch it. And then it shied away. But that kept growing and growing and growing. And then eventually I got to pet it. And then I got a brush from a pet store and I started brushing it a little bit at a time. And it let me do it more and more over the months. And then eventually it let me do it completely. And then it passed. The cat passed. And so I would sometimes see it when I was in my office in my home. I would sometimes see it, uh, and I would actually feel it rubbing up against me at times. And right when it was passing, I took it to the vet, and I stayed there with it. I held it, and it was awesome. And it let me, do it while it was passing, and it passed immediately. But you know, cats and dogs and other animals as well, horses, fish even, and birds, they evolve when they have that human touch. And so um, I think that's awesome. You know, I don't know how we got on the subject of cats. I don't remember. In any case, so any other questions or comments, please, I can try to answer from anyone about what I do, how I do it, or what I'm about, or anything, please. Don't be shy. Anything. Oh, come on, I love to talk. And there's a mosquito that's flying around me, and I'm going to get it one time.
Uh-oh.
So I know I got bit earlier. And so,
Well,
all right.
since we were talking about animals,
Sure.
and you were saying that, so animals are also in heaven. So how do they, when they transition, what happens to them?
Same thing with us. No different. No different. They're met, they're taken through to whatever realm they get taken through. And we oftentimes, even when we transition, and I've seen this too, when we transition, they are there at times to greet us. It's pretty unique. And how they go through the transition is another process than what we do, but they also are met by other spirits of some nature. That's my take on it and my experience and what I've seen. And what that nature is, I don't know. I haven't been a part of that world. Does that almost answer your question?
Do they stay, do they always stay animals?
Yes. Every soul, there's all kinds of soul groups. There's humans, they have their own soul group, animals, plants, and they pretty much stay in their own species, just like we do as well. We don't at other times turn into a flower or, you know, a cow or a dog or anything like that. A lot of people say, oh, I want to be a dog next time. Good luck. And it doesn't happen. The consciousness of our evolution is just, it's always maintaining. And otherwise, say it's people also, what happens is, well, here's Aria. Yay, Aria's here. So people also, we keep evolving and we keep learning. And that's a part of our spiritual growth. If we were new souls, like some people say, oh, I'm a brand new soul, or this person, I know a couple new souls. There's no such thing as new souls in my experience and my understanding and my teachings. The new souls just don't exist. We've been here in my teachings and understandings and experiences. We've been here hundreds of thousands of times, and we're going to be here hundreds of thousands of times more. And so, but we're always gravitating towards our own individualistic soul group to help us evolve. Otherwise, if there's such a thing as new souls, we'd be like four-legged quadrupeds, you know, that didn't have consciousness. Or we'd be starting all over, new, not even, we'd be like a monkey learning how to use a fork. And it doesn't exist. We've learned finesse, we've learned language, we've learned all kinds of things. And we wouldn't be able to evolve into those things unless we had the experience of it, if that makes sense. Cool, great question. And boy, that was a fast mosquito. It got me really quick and I didn't even know it. God, unbelievable. And so, any case, good question. Good question. Are there any other questions or comments I can try, you know, to answer? Please feel free. I love it. And I'll be real straight with you when I answer it, you know. And I won't answer things that I don't know about. But I love to be caught in something that I don't. So, okay. Anything else you can think of, Jill, or Nini, or Monica?
Well, if we're going to talk about souls and soul families or groups or kind of going back towards familiar groupings. So if you interact with an individual, so say you're in let's say a marriage, right? And it ends badly. And in this particular life, you want nothing to do with that individual, but what you're saying is that potentially we would reconnect at a different time, a different life.
Yes. And, the people that we have really strong ties with, or fairly strong ties with even, um, uh, they've been our mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, fathers, you name it. And at different times playing different functions. And oftentimes when the people say are really bad medicine for us, uh, they're there working their stuff out, always. And we always have to keep that in mind, even the villains. Otherwise, we're going to create um, uh, chaos within ourselves. We're going to create something more for us to work out in our life if we don't, um, we don't have to have things to do with people, but when the judgment comes in, that's creating resistance, and that's something more to work out in our life. So the idea is to learn to enjoy ourselves and love ourselves. I feel that's the true spirituality. We don't have to accept someone else's training us to be, resentful. We don't have to accept those things in our life because that's just going to add more to it. We don't have to have anything to do with them. And that, as long as we're not judging them, condemning them, or disliking them so much that we want to avoid them. They're working out what they need to work out. They're here to do their thing. Everyone is. We're also here to work out things with them, through them, because they're so available to us in our soul group, if that makes sense.
Are there average sizes of soul groups, or can they be huge?
They're huge. They're huge. And people are flipping in and out all the time.
Mm,
Going through transition, or they're not coming back this time. They're coming or to another soul group to learn what they need to learn.
mm. Okay.
And once in a great while, we'll have a drop in because that drop in needs to learn what they need to learn, and then they get out, and then they go back to their own group.
Mm. Okay.
Good questions. Good questions. What else?
Well, what about the pets then? So do the pets also have that type of thing? Do they like recycle themselves through
They
groups?
recycle themselves in their attraction to people. I know people, actually, a couple people that had pets that transitioned, that died. And later in the years, they've met other stray animals that had the same personalities as their pets and that knew how to do the same things they carried it. And they swore, oh my God, this is, Jasper, my dog, or whatever. And even though it was a different dog years later, but it carried the same that love that it gave to that person. It knew the same kind of things that dog did, which was very, very rare. It taught us special tricks that no other dog knew, whatever. Maybe some dogs did in the world, but it was quite amazing.
Yeah.
And same thing, horses have a high consciousness. So dogs, cats, horses, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah. So I think all things are possible in God's world, or the source's world, or the universal consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't care. The nameless one. It's all available to us. I think the whole idea of life is to enjoy ourselves and to enjoy what's around us. And to take advantage of that enjoyment and find it and not hold on to the dynamics that people taught us the way to be that are in a destructive manner. Not holding to those things, because what they're doing is they're just representing of what they were taught in their life. They can't control themselves. They don't have the consciousness to be able to do that. And so until they learn otherwise as well. And, everything that, we are today, we were taught to be this way to varying degrees until we change our mind. And we have the ability to do that, not take on, it's just like your mother and your father, and there's some aspects, oh, I'll never be like that. And then, we take that on in our life, but we also have the ability to change those aspects within ourselves as we recognize them. And when we're recognizing something, we're recognizing it, where the consciousness changes, where we no longer have to participate in that destructive quality that we were taught when we were younger. And as we do that, then the children that we might have, they grow up being able to change as well more easily because they witnessed it in you, they felt it in you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's been interesting to, I mean, even like latest studies on genetics and what carries and what we bring in, and
Yes.
learning that words don't have the same meanings, to even though it's the same, say, English language, same word, but different people interpret it different ways based on their upbringing or
Yeah.
their lenses, that type of thing. So
Yeah. And words are important. We won't, we can't really, with the human consciousness, it's really interesting. We can't understand anything really unless it's expressed in a story form. We don't comprehend someone unless the words have meaning to it. You can't say the word "the." What does that mean? We talk in sentences. We identify in the stories that people share with us, in their stories, in their sentences. They have meaning. They also influence us in those meanings, that we become almost like spellbound by what people are saying, as subtle or dramatic as they are. They leave impressions in us. That's how we identify, is the words that they speak, they form pictures in what people say. And so we can, I'm trying to get away from this bright light. Let's see if this helps. It's a little dark, but if it gets too dark, let me know. I'll fix that. But that's how we identify in life, is through the pictures that people express. And we don't have to accept, we can be objective and observant, and we don't have to participate, I should say, not accept, but participate in something that's destructive. And the more objective and observant we are, the less the participation of destruction happens to us. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Words have meanings to them, and it's watching yourself, the ability to be able to watch yourself and what you say, to create a picture that's going to be relatable to another person purposefully. It's watching the words purposefully that come out of our mouth and come into our thinking, and making it constructive versus destructive. That has more influence with people. And then as we're watching them, there's a truth. because we're saying what we're really meaning. Very important. Capiche?
Yes, capiche.
Capiche. That means I love Starbucks in German. So, one second, let me turn on another light over here. Be right there. All right, let's see if this helps some. No, a little bit, not much, but all right. Okay, so we have a small group tonight. This is awesome. I'll get to eat dinner afterwards. So let's start with Monique. Any particular thing you would like me to work with, Monique? Any one thing physically?
Actually, I just want to hear what you want to say to everybody, because since this is my first time to join, so
Sure.
I'm curious about what you do, what's going on here,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I usually give a spiel at first, and then I ask if there's any questions or comments or whatever. And then I'll work with one person at a time. And as I work with them, I imagine, that means I use my imagination. I image in action. That's what imagination is. And I'll imagine my hands on an affected area. And some people may feel it as well, or they may feel me going inside their throat or their head, or they may feel the brain moving, or they may feel energies throughout their body of various natures, either static or heat or cold, or they may feel wind going through them, the muscles. And I never know. Each individual has their own experience. Some people feel nothing, but it doesn't mean that nothing is happening.
Mhm.
And so that's fine with me. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
And then say if someone has a headache, I'll
Mhm.
work with that.
Okay.
And many people will experience something happening most immediately or in a graduated way over the next couple days, if they should, or walking down the street 2 weeks or months later saying, "Oh my God, when did this leave me?" If that should be the case.
Okay.
And or say if someone's going into a surgical procedure the next day or in a couple days, the doctor may say, "Oh my God, I've never seen the skin cooperate like this before," and which is great. It'll make it easy for them, and or it may disappear. I don't know.
I see. Well, I recently had a surgery on my right shoulder.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Not too long ago, just about few weeks ago, that I had the right shoulder surgery. I got injured from work, so uh,
Sure.
I'm under workman's comp,
Oh,
unfortunately. So, but I have been suffering this shoulder pain for 2 years already.
wow.
And every time I see the doctor, I kept telling him that they needed to do MRI instead of ordering whatchamacallit, PT. He kept ordering, oh, you probably need to see chiropractor,
Oh,
or and then he suggested at one point acupuncture, until for 2 years I have been suffering the pain on my shoulder. So
oh, I'm
I
so
said,
sorry. Yeah.
you know what, all the suggestions that you were telling me, it's not working. I want you to do an MRI, because I know my body that there's something wrong with this, and all the acupuncture and PTs that he ordered wasn't working for me. So he finally did. And then he said, you need to have a surgery. So
Okay.
that was for 2 years. I have been
Oh,
suffering that. until finally, few weeks ago, I had the right shoulder surgery, and the worst
How is it now?
the pain is still there, and especially the first uh 2 weeks, because I'm going on my third week now. The first 2 weeks, it was really awful for me because I am so sensitive with pain medicine.
Yes.
Let alone I don't take Tylenol when I'm working because it knocks me out right
Sure.
away. So yeah, he gave me Percocet and I tried that Percocet.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So I could not get up for 2 days.
I bet. I'll tell you, Monique, that I tried Tylenol too, and I got high off of that Tylenol, believe it or not.
Mhm.
That's just my nature, and it knocked me out. So
That is so true. So that's why I told him right away I am not taking Percocet
sure,
anymore, because let alone Tylenol knocks me
I
out.
understand.
What more with the Percocet? And for sure I told him I don't want to be addicted to this narcotics that you're giving me.
Yeah,
So
good for
um
you.
I
All right.
refuse. I refuse to take the Percocet, but the
All right.
other
So
hand is
okay,
I'm suffering for with the pain.
okay. So uh, let me get in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the shoulder. Now, are you in pain right now on
I
your right
I
shoulder?
I am. I am.
Okay. And I want you to, you can't know what I'm doing. So
Mhm.
that's going to be enabling for you to sense something without predetermining what I'm doing. So I'm
Mhm.
going to imagine, to image in action, my hands on your right shoulder,
Okay.
my left, your right. And I want you to tell me after a little bit, this may take a minute or so,
Mhm.
uh, or maybe less, or maybe more, uh, for me to go inside that consciousness and see if we can help it.
Okay.
And tell me if you sense something happening, okay? And
Okay.
be candid.
Okay. Okay. I feel like someone's pressing my shoulder, honestly.
And keep me updated. Did you feel something happen just then?
I feel like something's in. I could feel inside that there's something that's being pressed.
All right, now move your arm around a little bit and tell me if you notice any difference at all yet. And be candid, please. Same, worse,
Okay. I don't feel
better?
pain. I don't feel pain right now while I'm moving it.
Okay. And reach your arm up real
Good.
gently, not to hurt yourself.
Although I can do about this here.
Is that better than before or
It is better though. Yeah, it is better than before.
okay, gently put your arm down, all the way down. And how does it feel going down?
I feel like I'm relaxed. Like
Good. Excellent. Now raise your arm a little bit more. And how does that feel?
feel much better than the past few weeks that I've been doing my arm exercise.
Hey, the exercise is working. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All
Yeah.
right. How's
That's
that?
much better. That's much better. Oh my gosh, I can do this now. Before I could barely lift my arm before the surgery and after the surgery. I still have problems lifting it up,
Sure.
but
All right.
this is
Now,
much better.
oh, that's higher than before.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
much better. Yes,
All right.
it's much
Now,
better, Mark.
what I want to do, I want to work a little bit more with it. Okay.
Okay.
So just relax on it. I want to
Right.
pray within myself
Okay.
and also work with you. All right. Now, lift your arm up again a little bit. How was that? Oh my God.
Much better. This is much better. Oh my gosh.
That's
Much
because
better.
you rock.
Oh my gosh. So you helped me. This is much better, honestly. Yep. Much better.
By God. It's all by God. Or source or universal consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
Amen
Yahweh.
to that. Amen to that.
Yes. Good for you. All right. Let's see if this doesn't help someone. And remember, these are quickie healings, but this will help you get on your way to
Uh-huh.
have a beginning. All right.
Okay.
And don't become non-compliant with the doctor. You know, they'll write it on your charts. And
Uh-huh.
so you don't want to do that.
In fact, I'm gonna see him this Friday. So
Awesome. And say, oh my God, look what therapy did for me.
yes, because I'm gonna find out if he's gonna order PT because I asked him
Good.
a few weeks ago and he says we'll see. I want you to heal first and we'll see
What
how it
what
goes.
I would insist on though, in my perspective, I don't know anything medically. I really don't. But I would insist on resistance exercises only.
Mhm. Okay. Because in fact, he wanted me to keep doing the pendulum exercise. And
Okay,
I have been doing that. And I told him that I started doing a little bit of regular activities like washing the dishes,
good.
you know,
Okay, good.
kind of
All
stuff.
right. So, if at any time you want a regular appointment with me, let me know
Okay.
and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me work with you.
Thank
Blessings.
you. Thank
All
you.
right, cool.
Thank you, sir.
Jill, anything in particular, my dear friend, that I can try to help or answer or what?
Okay, well, I do have my dog, my dog, George. He's like 14 years old,
Whoa.
13 or 14, but he got stomped by a deer.
Oh my God.
Um, and he was lucky to survive, but he's got this wound that is not healing on his side. It just opened up again, so I'm gonna have to take him into the vet. But if we could pray, for George to have that wound on his side healed, that would be amazing.
Yes. Um, Again, I know nothing medically. The only medical stuff I know, I was married one time to a neurologist and for many years. And um, I heard her giving consults to patients and to doctors over the telephones. So I heard one half the conversation. And that's how much I know. One half the conversation, which didn't give me any information. So I'm ignorant medically. I know where the hands are, I know where the feet are, and I know where the head is, I think. And so that's my knowledge of medicine. Um, so and when I have a suggestion, I'll say, I understand that. And so I understand that, and this is what I get from inside myself, that if you put sugar, or you can use honey, into the opened wound and cover it, say if it has antibiotic in it, great, on the covering, that's fine too. But put sugar or honey, if you have a packed sugar, pour it in there, pour it into the wound, it'll melt. But within a couple days, you'll see a closure on that,
Okay.
and it won't hurt the dog.
Okay.
And I'm speaking of no medical knowledge, but if you do that, there you go.
It's worth a try because
Yes, it is worth a try.
it's been frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
Put a real
yeah,
honey, if you're going to use honey, put a real honey, not those fake honeys. There's a lot
yeah.
of fake
And
honeys out there.
I do have some of that. So, but yes, no, I appreciate that. And then the only other thing, like for me, is I'm in the last 7 weeks of massage therapy school.
Cool.
Yes. And,
You
I'm
should
just
take my classes.
well, I definitely have thought about it. But yeah, and I'm just a little worn out. It's a very intensive program. So just,
Sure.
I'm just tired. This is like the push to get through, and then some family things. My youngest is joining the Marines.
Sure. And what about you? Anything in particular about you would like me
Just,
to work with?
yeah, just the low energy, like low energy, just.
You do need rest, and you do need to get the worry out of you. So, yeah. Because things are going to happen regardless whether you worry or not. So why not get the worry out of you so you don't destroy yourself even more? So
That's true, because it does seem like it's been a lot lately, a lot of worry of
yes,
kid stuff.
yes. And just it's so important to be indifferent, not cold, but to be indifferent. And then you can just knock things out one at a time. Sometimes you have to go to another thing, knock that out before you come back to this thing and knock it out.
Mm,
So but the low energy. All right, close your eyes, hon.
okay.
All right. And so I get adverse react or different reactions from people. Some people say, "Oh my God, I wasn't able to sleep last night." And other people will say, "I've never slept so much." You know, it's whatever the body needs. But other times we find ourselves rested. And so whatever's needed, hon. Whatever's
Okay.
needed. All right,
All right.
awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nini, anything in particular, my friend?
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Yeah, I need your help on my right thigh area, like where the sciatic nerve runs.
Uh-huh.
I started having this pain like 2 days ago and comes and goes, especially when I walk.
Okay. Let me see if I can help with that there.
Thank you.
Sure. My left to your right. Okay.
Yes.
I got to remember that. I'm so dyslexic. What I need you to do, Nini, is take your thumb
Okay.
and push um, uh, in the upper part of your bottom there on the
Okay.
of the cheek where it's mainly affecting you.
Okay. Right there. Yeah.
And push in. Don't rub it and don't palpate it.
Uh-huh.
Did you just now feel a sense of flow to it?
Something. Yeah.
Okay, hold in, hold it there. There. Now, please do me a favor, move around a little bit and tell me if you notice any difference in there, how it feels. And be candid, please.
Yeah. I felt like it's gone.
All right. You're going to get it intermittently. I know that.
Uh-huh.
And whenever that happens, your part is to push in, hold it there, right where you did.
Okay.
And within a couple seconds, you'll feel like a flow. It's almost like you're holding a water balloon filled with warm water, and then someone comes along and puts a little pinprick in it, and it gently flows out. That's the way it'll feel. It'll
Yeah.
feel
That's what I felt. Yeah.
good.
Thank
Excellent.
you. Thank you,
Oh,
Mark.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, my friend. Hi, Aria. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Um, could I ask prayers for my son again for his body, left side chest? He won't tell me. He kind of last week, and he won't tell me if it hurts or not because he says I'm too nosy.
All
But
kids are like that. I don't care how old they are. They're all
I
like-
know. I know he's 31. You're too
He's
nosy.
young. He's young.
So
All right.
right.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm gonna work with them. And my right is left. Okay.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's right.
Yeah.
I was just chiming. Yep, that's right.
My perception without medical knowledge, there's a muscle strain there. And it's gonna take a few days to totally evaporate, you know. But I want to see if I can go into that, the mind of that, the consciousness of that muscle strain. He'll feel at ease more and more, much sooner than normally. Usually, I
Thank
would
you
say,
so much.
hypothetically thinking that it would normally take about 2 or 3 weeks to dissipate. This will take less for him, in my perception.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
good.
much. Thank you.
What about you, my friend?
Um. m- Right jaw, my right ear, my right, like, right there.
All righty.
Um. Uh, thank you. It's very kind of you to do.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course, it's kind of me.
I know.
Good guy, Mark. How does that feel? Any difference? About the same or worse? You tell me, hon.
It's throbbing. Uh, not in a bad way.
Okay. What I want you to do, take your
Yeah.
thumb and push in right there. It should be tender in
Okay.
there, correct? Is it tender there?
Uh,
Yes or no?
no, yes, I don't know. No, I guess no. Yeah, I guess.
All right, hold it there.
Oh, wait, I just found a tender spot. I found
All
it
right,
there. There
good.
it is.
Okay.
Oh,
Push in
okay.
and hold it there.
Yeah,
Don't rub it or palpate it. There, it just flowed. Now
okay.
take your thumb off and put it back on. And how is it now? The worse, same, better, what? Don't rub it.
Just looking, no, I'm good. It feels good. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Wow,
You got it.
wow.
And ever,
Thank you
if it comes
so
back, do that.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, ever, if it comes back, do that again because you're reminding the consciousness of that to take a hike. Capiche? All right.
Yes, sir. Thank
You rock, Aria. And
you.
please, did I get everyone? Oh my goodness. All right, so talk to me about your right shoulder. How does that feel, Monique?
It feels much better than earlier, because earlier I was in a Zoom meeting as well around 5 o'clock. I
Uh-huh.
wasn't smiling. I was just so I wanted to say, can I just lay down and go to bed because I'm hurting so much. So I was really hurting earlier. Yeah,
So
but
lift your arm up again.
this is much better, Mark.
Oh my God.
Much better. Hopefully, I can go straight up. But
No
that
hopefullys. No hopefullys. I don't
oh,
believe in
okay.
hopefully.
Okay, all right. I'll change the word. Maybe, oh well, not maybe. Tomorrow or the next few days, I can do straight up.
We'll
and
see what
raise
happens,
my-
what transpires and what develops from this. Good.
But this is
Eh,
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And follow through with the physical therapy. But only ask your doctor tell them for a script for resistance exercises.
Okay.
Capiche?
Yes. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
How you doing, Jill?
Well, it's my bedtime. It's about 9:30 here.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
But yeah, no, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna replace George's bandage and do
Yes.
some honey and
Yes.
yeah.
And put a
So
bandage over that.
okay,
Yes.
keep him
And do
bandaged.
that every once or twice a day. It'll melt
Okay.
in it. It won't wreck the wound.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds amazing. So
See what happens.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. So but yes, I'll be back in touch when I get done with massage school. I know I had looked at your program, some of your offerings before.
Cool.
In person would be nice. So, yeah.
That would be wonderful. Yeah. I love to teach. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check out so I can go to bed.
have a good evening.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See everyone. Bye.
Bye.
And please come back next Tuesday.
Okay.
And you too, Monica. Okay.
Sounds good. Bye.
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 Aria, how you doing? Okay. Can you tell if there's a difference in your jaw?
Yeah, it feels like it's waking up from being numb. You know, those
Yeah.
kind of tingles? Yeah,
Yeah. And
feels
you're going to have to remind it too at
good.
times by doing that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
great. And
I will. Thank
Nini,
you.
you doing
Thank you.
okay, hon? Oh, my
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yes, it feels a lot better, Mark. Thank you.
All right, hon. All righty. And same thing with you. Remind it by doing that. Don't rub it or palpate it. Just remind it
Okay, thanks.
by
Will do.
pushing in. All right, hon. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Good night, Mark. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Monique. Bye.
Bye.